2023. Because, you know what? It's been a good year. It's been a bad year. It's been every kind of year. It's been like the roller coaster ups and downs and all arounds. Good things, bad things, and everything in between. But what it definitely is, what it unequivocally is leaving. Yes, this old year is passing away from us. It is going away, and with the old year goes away the old self. You have learned, you have grown, you have changed throughout the course of the year. You are not the same person that began this year. I would like to hear from you. Hello, Elizabeth and Annette, and I think Artemis I saw on there. I would like to hear from you how you feel like you have grown and changed in this year. Do you feel like you're better for the lessons learned? Worse for the lessons learned? What do you think? Give me your thoughts on this year gone by. And are you hopeful to see 2024? Or are you just like, not another year? Do I really have to put up with this whole shit all over again? Tell me, what do you think? I am hopeful. Personally, I am hopeful for the new year. I feel like I am definitely in a better place now than when I started the year. Okay. And I feel like that's an important context. I mean, I feel like I've learned, I've grown, it feels like this past year for me has been like 5 years. Does anybody else feel that way? Hey, the last 5 years, that was 2023. Yes, 2023 was 5 years long, people. Yes. And in some ways that's good because I feel like I've gone through 5 years of growth during this past year. And in some ways it's kind of like, I'm tired. I'm ready for 2023 to fuck off. Thank you very much. So how do you feel? Inquiring minds want to know. For this final live of 2023. How did you feel? How did you grow? So let's see what some of these responses are now that I've done kind of poking people with a stick. Let's see. First of all, good evening, Artemis. You shared. Thank you very much. I've got you on the free list or on the priority list as well. I saw your payment come in for your year ahead spread. Hello, green-eyed Gemini. How are you, darling? Now, the next question I want to know is if you guys, how do you feel about resolutions, or do you have any resolutions? And Elizabeth, I've had a sickly week, but I'm healing. And I'm putting you on the free list, and Annette putting you on the free list as well. You're more tolerant, Annette, giving more of your time to help others. That's good. How does that make you feel? I know for me as an empath, when I help other people, it actually gives me energy. The more I give, the more I get. And that's kind of like spiritual currency. Sometimes we have to give to get, you know? Elizabeth, she thinks, she said, I'm much better for the lessons learned and hopeful for the new year and looking forward to 2024. That's a great perspective for you. Artemis says, I still feel like I'm a little stunted from my anxiety and depression, but I am hopeful for the new year than I was yesterday. I'm hoping for my manifesting will be coming to fruition. Excellent. New love. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'll put you on the free list. Absolutely. Happy to add you on there. Let's look at today's pick 3. Pause up for the kitty cat deck. Somebody just got on the year ahead thing. Victoria. So Tori, hey girl, how you doing? I got you, girl. I got you. How are my little ones doing? Tori's like 1.5. The kids. No. How are the kiddos, girl? How are the kiddos? And would you do me a favor, Tori, and let your frickin' sister know I have still got her. Let Sarah know I have still got her on the damn donation list, and I'm doing the light mediumship sometimes still. So I mean, she needs to kind of get up here and claim her reading. Seriously. I've still got Sarah on the list. She sent me money. She is still on the list. All she got to do is show up and say, bitch, give me my reading. And I'll be like, bitch, here's your reading. But this is the kitty cat deck. So which paw or paws are you picking? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Artemis chooses 1 and 3. Annette picks number 2. So just let me know what you're looking for while I'm doing my shares. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to get on the free list. Charlotte will be 4 months, and I can't believe Amelia is 2 already. Holy crap. Well, just know that I have still held her money. So, I mean, I don't do the refunds, but I will make sure that no matter what, you will always get your reading. I'm sorry to hear about the family drama. Bet your mom has a lot to say about that. Oh no, Elizabeth, go get your doggy. Come back when you're ready. Let me know when you're back. But yes, like, subscribe, and share if you would like to get your on the free list. So I'm sending Elizabeth some good vibes to find her puppers. It's always a little freak out when an animal that's an indoor animal or is at least a leashed animal gets out, because then you're like, what if they can't fend for themselves or whatever? For a dog, though, start hollering, hey, want a treat? And your doggy will most of the time come back, especially if you're rattling around a thing of milk bones or whatever their favorite treat is, because dogs are very motivated by food. And then for a cat, you stick their litter box outside. Yes, a cat can smell their own litter box for a mile away to track themselves back to their home base. So hopefully you're able to find puppers really quick, Elizabeth. I don't remember Pupper's name, but hey, Puppers works for me, right? Alrighty, so have you picked yours? Have you picked your poison? 1, 2, or 3 for this final live of 2023? Or at least my final scheduled live. You never know. I might get a wild hair on my ass sometime over the weekend, but we'll see. Good evening, my sister. How are you? Sticking you on the list, Jessica. Don't even gotta ask. I already know. Two and 3. So, hey, I did something cool for those who... How many of you guys are familiar or not familiar with the Mentorship Circle? There's a couple of you in here that aren't in it. I have got a special new thing that I'm doing with the Mentorship Circle, to where not only do we have the Mentorship Monday, but if for whatever reason somebody misses their freaking Mentorship Monday reading, there's a chat group. So nobody's going to miss out on their weekly reading ever unless they choose to. So there you go. Here's some information about the Mentorship Circle you should join. Are you ready to deepen your spiritual journey? If so, let's take it to the next level together. I'm Lady Shia, psychic, medium, doctor of divinity, and your witch coach with over 36 years of experience in witchcraft. I invite you to the Mystical Mentorship Circle. This is the haven you've been searching for, especially if you're an empath or thirsting for a like-minded community. We learn everything from shadow work, Reiki, runes, tarot, astrology, and even life skills that matter. The best part? You get all of this for only $25 a month. You're not just learning, you're growing alongside a supportive community that understands you. Plus, you get special perks like free monthly readings, discounts on live events, master classes, and personalized mentoring from yours truly, the Witch Coach. Let your journey begin now. Visit ladyshia.com. So just a stupid question. How many of you guys are sick or recovering from an illness also? I made my famous remedy soup this week, which is a completely from scratch, no preservatives, full of yummy, delicious goodness for a big giant stock pot of it. Aw, Adriana's so cute. Oh my God. Where does she get that? She's a little mini goat. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. That is so fucking cute. Tell her I love it. Adriana, if you're hearing me, that is adorable. Oh my gosh. And the little baby horns too. It is so stinking cute. Oh my gosh, I love that girl. So stinking cute. You have two friends that are Chris. Hey, Chris, I sent you a message on Messenger. I can't send you a friend request. I know you got added to the mentorship circle yesterday. By the way, congratulations and welcome. But I sent you a message on Messenger because I can't send you a friend request because it doesn't think we know each other for whatever stupid ass reason. Facebook has gone weirdo on me at times. Like, it doesn't look like you know this person. It's like, dude, I just met them 2 weeks ago in person at an event. Or, dude, this person is literally in a group that I run. Why do you tell me I don't know this person? And it's done that for several times. Anyway, pick your poison, guys. 1, 2, or 3. Kitty cat deck today. So pause up. And this is in honor of my Gracie, who has literally been attached to my knee. I wouldn't say attached to my hip, but he's been asleep at my knee most of the day when I was in there, or sitting next to Wolf and hanging out. She has been the constant companion all day. So, and then one time she was sleeping on the bed, and then she wakes up and just waking up from a nightmare, and starts. Eric has a cough from the ick he got a month ago. Oh no. Did he get the RSV or something, Artemis? I'm sending a healing to your boyfriend. I am so sorry to hear that he is suffering. Okay. Is Eric listening right now, or? One of the things I would say, Artemis, for sure, is go get you some Jolly Ranchers for him to suck on, okay? Go get him a shit ton of Jolly Ranchers. The stickiest hard candy known to mankind, for whatever reason. And I discovered this one time when I had pneumonia. All right, I had a horrible version of pneumonia. And I ran out of cough drops. I was eating them like I was going out of style. It's 3 a.m. I'm coughing my head off. And I couldn't stop. So I just go rummaging for anything that I can suck on, because drinking anything wouldn't work. So I had a whole bunch of leftover Halloween candy, and my late husband, he loved freaking Jolly Ranchers. So there was this whole bowl full of Jolly Ranchers that he had kind of kept back for himself. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll suck on some of these. And I'll tell you what, best cough drop ever. As far as dealing with that constant tickle in your throat, if it's a tickle in your throat thing, wonderful, wonderful thing. By the way, something to remember, you're not responsible for the energies of others. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, the Jolly Rancher trick does work pretty well. Pretty darn well. Let me see if I put it in this one. Yes, I did. All right, so I'm going to let you guys pick one of these. Meanwhile, I want you guys to listen to one of the cool things that I'm going to be continuing in January, along with a year's worth of coven training, basically, witchcraft teaching. So here's a little bit about the Narcissism Masterclass. Have you ever met someone who seems to love themselves a little too much and doesn't really get how others feel? That's often what we think of when we hear narcissism. But it's more than just being self-centered. Narcissism is a personality trait that shows up as thinking you're more important than others, craving heaps of attention and admiration, and often not being great at understanding or caring about what other people need or feel. So what's behind this attitude? Narcissism isn't just a switch that gets flipped. It's a complex mix of things like a person's upbringing, their experiences, and sometimes their biology. Imagine a kid who's always told they're the best no matter what, or the opposite, one who never gets praised. These extremes can shape how someone sees themselves and others as they grow up. We all have moments of feeling a bit self-important, but there's a big difference between that and full-blown narcissistic personality disorder, otherwise known as NPD. NPD is a serious deal. It's when somebody's narcissistic traits are so intense that they have a hard time with relationships and everyday life. It's more than just being a bit self-absorbed. It's a constant pattern of thinking you're superior, needing endless praise, and struggling to empathize with others. Ever noticed how much attention we give to celebrities, influencers, and the whole "look at me" culture on social media? This can sometimes make narcissistic behavior seem normal or even desirable. It's like our society is putting a spotlight on being the best, looking perfect, and getting all the likes. This can feed into people's narcissistic tendencies, making them more focused on themselves than ever. This trait doesn't just stay hidden inside a person. It comes out in their actions and affects everyone around them. In relationships, it can feel like you're always second to their need for admiration. You might find they rarely listen or care about your needs. In the workplace, a narcissistic boss or coworker can be a real challenge. They might start as charming and confident, but they can turn the office vibe sour with their need for constant praise and disregard for teamwork. Spotting narcissism isn't always easy. It's not just about someone who loves to talk about themselves. It's deeper. They might manipulate conversations to turn the focus back on them, disregard your feelings, or get upset if they're not at the center of attention. For those of us who are naturally empathetic, dealing with a narcissist can be draining. It's important to set boundaries and protect your own emotional well-being. Knowing about narcissism can help you recognize these patterns and avoid getting too entangled in the emotional whirlwind that often comes with narcissistic relationships. Understanding narcissism isn't just about handling difficult people. It's about learning what healthy self-confidence looks like versus when it crosses into problematic behavior. It's about empathy, both for those who might be struggling with these traits and for ourselves as we navigate these tricky relationships. This is Lady Shia, the Witch Coach, for the beginning of our Narcissism Masterclass. So yeah, what do you think? That's going to be a cool addition. I've got more of them in the works. We have the beginning of the masterclass, but also I've had a lot of questions about the mentorship circle. And one of the biggest questions has been, what if I can't attend the classes? Guys, it's all posted online. Everything's posted. It is learn at your own pace. I am so ADHD that if somebody says be somewhere at this specific time or you're going to miss out, I may be able to do it. I may not. Okay. I may have enough fucking spoons for that day, for that thing, or I may not. Okay. So, I mean, it's just absolutely crazy to ask somebody to have a weekly commitment to be at a particular place at a particular time when they have a lot of life going on, okay? Even if you make that commitment, you know, like if you were making a coven commitment or something like that, there will still be times you're going to miss, okay? Like Jessica says, I do it in spurts. I'm all over the place. Yes, I want people to be able to learn in their own way. And I'm growing the group in such a way that you can go in and learn what you want when you want. But what's this year's worth of witchcraft teaching? That means every Wednesday I'm going to be posting something. I'm going to encourage you guys to comment, to question, to interact, to homework, to whatever. But what if somebody joins the mentorship circle in March? Well, guess what? Everything from January to March will be there for them to learn at their own pace. If somebody wants to gobble up 3 months worth of lessons in one fell swoop, and that's how they learn, go you, okay? You know you and your learning style better than anybody else. All I'm here is holding out the teaching. Here's the teaching. Do with it as you will, okay? And that's what the mentorship circle is all about, you know, offering those teachings. Thank you, Diana. Diana, you're so wonderful. I love you too, babe. And you're on the free list. You choose 2 and 3. And yes, I do work very hard on the mentorship circle. Today, I went into a deep dive on myself on one of the shadow work journalings, and really got into, because our shadow work journaling prompt this week was about, you know, is there somebody in your life that you still experience some difficulty forgiving them? And I was like, you know what? If I'm honest, even though I've forgiven my dad, I still have difficulty forgiving him because there's some resentment that I still have there. As much as I have done my best to release that, I've done my best. I don't dwell on it. I don't let it completely intrude on my life and change me and change who I am, or create a resentful person within me. I'm cognitive and even thankful for the lessons that I learned under my narcissistic father. I had great experiences with him, but I've had a lot of really shitty ones. And it's been almost 10 years now. Okay, come the beginning of this 2024, it will have been 24. It's been almost that amount of time since I told him fuck off, you know? It was right before I turned 40. So, and yeah, so it's been close to that. So I really got into talking about it and talking about how cathartic it was when my aunt and uncle both came in, and my uncle is my dad's brother, said to me, you know, Shia, well, actually I said Jennifer because that's how they know me, is Jennifer. They're calling me Shia now. They get it, but they're like, Jennifer, you know, we're sorry. We did not see it, and now we see it. Because Mom, before she died, used to mitigate it. She used to help him hide his bullshit and his narcissism and stuff. She was his enabler. And she felt like she had to be, because the Bible literally told her to be obedient to her husband. So she was, even to her own detriment. You know, and I hate that. And thankfully she sees that now on the other side of the veil. Not like it does a whole hell of a lot of good at this point now that she's dead, but you know, it made us be able to communicate with her. I communicated with her across the veil, and it took me about a year before I was willing to talk to my mom about it, even after she died. She came to me pretty shortly after she crossed the veil, wanting to reconcile with me. And I was like, nope. And it wasn't until the wolf went with me to her grave, and I was able to have that moment of grieving and kind of closure there, before I was able to actually communicate with my mother across the veil, the one that raised me, not my birth mom, but my adopted mom, and kind of come to a sense of peace together. And I still got, you know, issues with forgiveness on that. And then I posted something on my personal page on my Facebook earlier, you know, about, hey, don't let anybody guilt you ever into trying to keep contact with a family member that is toxic. Okay, because that's what happened to me. I got guilted into it. And No, you put up with family. That's what my mother taught me. You put up with it because you got it. You have to. You have that obligation to family. And I'm like, you know what? My obligation to my family ends when it starts becoming extraordinarily detrimental to my personal well-being. And unfortunately, I let it not only become detrimental to my personal well-being, but as well to my late husband's well-being, because it caused a lot of drama for him. Jessica, hopefully, one of the problems that I had with my dad is that I did not establish hard and fast boundaries. Okay, I would establish those boundaries and then I would let my mom guilt me into letting those boundaries lax. Okay, there was one time where I cut them off, and I cut them off for like a year and a half or something like that. Or about a year, actually, because that was right after I got married, and they called the cops to come and do a wellness check on me and make sure that because I wasn't calling them back and blah, 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 and caused a whole bunch of drama even from 1,400 miles away. But anyway, at that point, I cut them off for a little bit, and then my mom came around and guilted me around Christmas with the "I'll be home for Christmas" song. So I gave in. And then every time it was my mom that made me give in, because I felt great empathy for her for being stuck under my dad's control. And she was always the one who was guilt tripping the crap out of me, you know? And eventually, despite the fact that I still loved my mom, I had to turn around and say, you know what? Enough is enough. And I cut my dad off, and I put a hard and fast line. If you cross this line, I'm done. Permanently done. And he not only crossed that line, put his toe over the line, he didn't just do one toe over the line. He ran at it like it was the fucking finish line and ran through it, cut that ribbon and ran over it. And so I'm like, okay, fine, I'm done. I am literally done. And that cut me off from the rest of my family, because he went and told everybody what a horrible, awful, evil person I was. And I wrote out a letter to the family that was basically the truth, and that I'd forgiven my family and my parents, but you know, I'm not engaging in the drama, and believe what you will, but I'm here if you want to have a relationship. And of course, it was crickets, you know. Needless to say, that caused just a tiny bit of
emotional damage,
which I had to go through and shadow work and heal from, you know. But I guess the point, Jessica, to that is to say, if I had set some firmer boundaries and just said, you know what, this is the line, he probably wouldn't have run through the finish line on that last boundary that I set, because he did not believe me at that point that I was going to stay with a boundary, you know, because I had let that boundary down too many times out of compassion, misguided compassion for my mom, and just continued to take the abuse and continued to take the damage. And, you know, like a dog to his vomit, you know, like the Bible says, it says a dog returns to his vomit, you know, well, yeah, okay. And I kept doing that until I realized that it was just destroying me from the inside out. So set hard boundaries, stick to your boundaries, even when they're difficult, because you'll regret it later. All right, so time for you guys to pick if you haven't picked yet, because we're going to start our reveal. Hard ones, yeah. And don't back down on them, because if you back down on them now, you'll pay for them later. And that's the problem with narcissists. And sometimes they will absolutely push you beyond the point that you're able and willing to be pushed. And that's when the scissors come out and cutoff begins. Okay, so all you who chose number 1 got the fire kitten. Meow, 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 meow. Whoosh. Let's play with fire. It's a good way to get your whiskers burnt. Okay, thankfully my kitty cats are good about not getting their face in the flame, but they love staring at it. They do. All right. So basically in any other tarot deck, this would be the Page of Wands. And this is talking about all you who chose number 1 are going to get into this kind of sense of creativity. But what I'm seeing specifically with this particular card is you're not only is it's going to be a creativity of vision, okay? It's going to be a creativity of vision. You're going to have ideas out the wazoo. All right. So it's up to you what you want to do with those ideas. But at the very least, write them down for if you're not able to follow through on some of those ideas now, write them down and see if you can mess with those ideas later. You never know, right? Hello, Mary. Thank you for sharing. I'll put you on the free list. Amy Ross, did you share? I don't have you on the free list yet. And good to see you again. Happy New Year coming up soon. Hey, Leah. But yeah, hard boundaries are a must. I hate to say it. They are a must. All right. All you who have chosen number 2, we have for you the 8 of Fire, which of course is the 8 of Wands. And what you see here is something that is all cat. Yes, you are, Diana. All cat owners and even dog owners know this one. The zoomies. The 8. You see, look at this cat. The other cats are like, the fuck's wrong with you? All right. And this cat is going zoom. So much so that they're wrinkled up the entire rug. I mean, how many of you have pets that get the zoomies? And they are like, zoom, zoom, zoom. Or remember the old cartoon, ping, 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 ricochet, rabbit. Okay, they get like that. They get like that, don't they? Okay, so what this means is things are going to be moving forward very quickly for you. Okay, things are going to be moving forward very quickly for you. So hang on and keep your focus, because if you don't keep your focus, you're going to be zooming the other direction instead of the way you need to go. Okay, so yeah, zoomies. That's the thing. And number 3, all of you who chose number 3, we have the cats holding a seance. Okay, haha. It's all fire tonight, by the way. Have you noticed all of these? I didn't even notice that until just now. I'm like, all of these are fire cats. Okay, maybe it's the Aries in me that's bringing out. Yeah, Artemis is like, they have 3 kitties right now who get very fast zoomed. Kitties, when they get the zoomies, you're just like, the absolute fuck is going on? I tell you what, for small little animals that are under 10 pounds each, these cats, when they get the zoomies and they're up the stairs, around down the stairs, around the upstairs. Okay, my God, they sound like a herd of goddamn elephants. Small little 10-pound or kitty cats. None of them spat, except for, well, Clara's a little pudgy, but she's still less than 10 pounds. Sound like a damned herd of elephants when they get the zoomies and go throughout the house. And then all of a sudden, oh God, somebody knocks something over. The fuck? And then it goes from that into run in, jump on my work chair. And this is the biggest way to get Shia worked up or in a heartbeat. You want to see me reactionary mode? Zoomy cat on my chair, on my desk chair, come in here, clunk, 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 of the nails in my pleather. I don't care, it's not leather, it's pleather, but whatever. It's still putting holes in my goddamn work chair, okay? Don't put holes in my chair. And I'd be like, you know, and normally that makes them stop, but then you still hear. So I come in, and I did this yesterday, actually. I'm like, Sam, goddammit, get out of my chair. And he runs and he hides. I'm like, get out the room. And he runs and he hides, and he's somewhere hiding underneath the altars or underneath my closet or something, you know? And it's like, Jesus Christ, cat, really? Okay. And you want to see, hold on. This is something that is, yeah. See this? Can you see the toilet paper? This is cats on zoomies. Okay. It's no longer fit for toilet papering, but I am using it occasionally to wipe stuff up with, because this is what Salem did to the toilet paper. And I'm like, that's new, you know? So it's like, nope, somebody left a roll of toilet paper out and not on the roll. got knocked onto the floor, and this is what Salem did to it. Nah. Oh no, they got catnip. They got catnip pineapples for Christmas. That's what the monkey did for the kitty cat. He gave them all catnip for Christmas. Let me tell you, they had some zooms after that, but you know what? With the catnip, at least they get high as fuck, run it all out, and then pass the fuck out. And they get stupid. I mean, I think he found an indica version of catnip, you know? All right, so number 3 is the 9 of fire, okay, which is the 9 of wands, which is sometimes you got to take a rest and a respite. Okay, you see these kitty cats, they're all kind of getting warm up around the fire, and kitty cats, they don't like being cold. They don't like being cold at all. In fact, a lot of our vents around here, because we only have heating in the house, we don't have central air, we have central heating. And all of the heating vents are either on the floor or along, you know, like in the bathroom, it's underneath the bathroom cabinet. So, of course, there's a rug in front of the bathroom cabinet. And then there's the vent there. It's about like this tall. It's one of the shorter vents, you know, about like this. And it just pumps out the hot air when the heat is on. And Gracie will, when she's cold, she'll literally curl up as tight a ball as she can on that rug and block the entire vent as much as she can so that all the hot air is getting on her. There's a vent off the kitchen that Clara has claimed as her vent. And there's a vent in the kitchen that Salem occasionally claims as his vent. So yeah, every cat likes to get a little warm once in a while. Sometimes you just got to take a break from your zoomies. You got all your ideas. You get the zoomies with the ideas. Look at this. This is kind of telling a story. Get a bunch of ideas. Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right, time to take a break. Okay? That's what that's about. So yeah. Yes, they are brats. Absolutely. But we love them, don't we? I saw a reel a few minutes ago, actually, that said, hey, if you could get your cat to live longer, would you slap your whole family? And then it shows that video of that dude that's like going and slapping everyone. Here's a slap. Oh, here's a slap. Oh, you know, hey, why'd you just slap? Oh, slap, you know? So, yeah, it's a thing. All right. So first and foremost, my darling Artemis, are you ready for your year ahead spread? Let me get the full desk cam going. Good evening, Gloria. How are you? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to get on the free list. I like having fun with the kitty cat deck. I don't have a doggy deck, so I can't do a doggy deck. And I am equally as much a dog person as I'm a cat person. Okay, when I have my husky, it's all about my husky. You know, and my cats. I've always had cats, though. But I wasn't always allowed to have dogs. I was never allowed to have dogs growing up, really. And technically, I wasn't really allowed to have a cat, except for we had one indoor-outdoor cat. And then when I tried to get any other cat, my dad would somehow, if the cat would turn out missing, and he would literally, you know, take the cat, put it in the car, and drop it off in a foreign neighborhood so it couldn't find its way back. And he actually admitted this to my mom, and she was mad at him because he did it to one of her cats too. She found this one cat, Samson, and nursed it back to health. We had a whole bunch of sticker burrs in it, in its fur. And beautiful indoor outdoor, but it was a long hair cat. Dad decided he'd had enough of the long hair cat, bundled it up in the car, drove it off. I got a little tuxedo kitten, named it Caradwin, was keeping it in my room. One day came home, Caradwin was gone. Oh, I guess Caradwin got out somehow. Hopefully she'll come back. Well, he eventually told my mom, and I found out years later, bundled Caradwin up in the car and dropped it off in another neighborhood. I mean, that's the kind of person my dad was/is. And it's just abandoned a kitty cat somewhere. But I never really had dogs, but I do love dogs. And once I was able to have my own dog, which was my Wind, and she was a husky wolf mix, man, I became a dog person big time. And I'm actually quite good at training large breed dogs now. You know, most of the time when you get a dog, the first thing you don't want to do is get a large breed dog. Well, She was my familiar. All right, so that's our top 5. Let's look at your... Let's see. I know. I hope she did too. She was really cute. A little black and white tuxedo kitty. She was adorable. And she loved curling up with me and sleeping on me. And, you know, obviously I named her after the goddess Caradwen. All right, and 4th quarter. I did cast a protection on her after she was went missing, you know. So I cast a protection spell on her right after that. I was already in my witchcraft journey, hence the name Caradwen to my cat, which everybody else knew her as Carrie. But I knew she was named after Caradwen. All right. She also did it to my bird. I'm pretty convinced. He never admitted it, but I had a parakeet at one point and it drove him crazy. So I think he opened the cage at one point and let the bird out. So your emotional self over the course of the year. Artemis, we have the Justice card. Okay, and in this case, justice is not blind. Your emotional self, you're going to be weighing things out a lot more. You're going to be a lot more considerate of your emotional well-being this year, which is really good, okay? That means that you're going to be setting up some healthy boundaries and doing the right things and looking at the facts. Oh, thank you, Gloria, putting you on the free list. Looking at the facts for everything and figuring your shit out, okay? So that's really good, okay? Justice as an emotional card means that you're going to be treating people, you're going to be matching energy. And if they're going to treat you like shit and they're going to treat you like an option, you're going to be like, bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you where the good goddess split you. All right. Your friend relationships are the Chariot. And I feel like your friends, you've got 2 very different qualities of friends. It's like you have I don't know what it is. You have 2 different types of friends. And the 2 are completely polar opposite of each other, yet at the same point, they're all friends with you. I feel like you're going to be a glue. I think you're going to be the point to where you can manage these friendships, balance these friendships out to where you're going to be a little bit more of the glue in between these friendships. What are these 2 types of friends, Artemis, that you have? I mean, I'm not getting the point of like your friends versus Eric's friends. I'm getting like literally you personally have 2 very distinct style of friends. Interesting. Please enlighten me, darling. But you will be the glue that kind of holds everything together. So that's good. Your family over the course of 2024. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. They are who they are. They know who they are. They've revealed who they are. There's not going to be any change. They're going to stick to their guns. Whatever it is that their normal little platform is, whether it be, you know, hey, I love and support you, or hey, I'm going to judge you. That's who they are. They've revealed themselves to you for who they are. And that is where that's going to be. Okay. And actually, you know what, Alexa, make showcase 40%. My light's too bright. I feel like nope. Alexa, make sure showcase 20%. That's a little better. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Amy putting you on the free list as well. Thank you, darling. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing that they've already revealed themselves. Don't expect any changes. If you've been wanting somebody in your family to have a change of heart or start behaving differently, just kind of chuck that in the fuck it bucket because it's not happening. You do have that. One group of friends are a little bit more boots on the ground and smart, while the other group is kind of naive and, well, non-combative. Interesting. Okay. I've never seen it come up like that in friendships, to where I really felt like there were 2 very distinct types of friends in your circle. which is kind of like interesting. I've never heard of that before. That's cool. Thank you, Artemis, for introducing me to something new. Reminder that, you know, hey, new shit happens all the time. All right. So, for your love life, the King of Cups. All right. Your love life is going to be your stability. Okay. That is going to be your happy place, your calm place in the midst of the storm. Good job, Eric. Okay. Just saying. Good job, Eric. Go you. Okay. Because this is the place where you can kind of get your respite. You can get your calm back. Not to say you're not going to have your speed bumps. All relationships do. But overall, this is going to be the place that, even if that's the place where you get hurt, that's where you're going to find your healing too. So it's like, you know, even if you fight and argue, the makeup will be good. And it's like, you hurt me. Oh, I'm sorry. I hurt you. Let me heal you. Okay. And you're going to receive healing in that way. So that's really great. I like that. And your finances for the year, we have the Star. Do your own thing, walk your own way, and the path will be lit ahead for you for stability. Okay? Follow that star. Do your thing your way and follow your star. The path ahead will be, you will have what it is that you need. Even when you're scared that you're not, you'll have what it is that you need, Artemis. Okay? So let's look at first quarter. First quarter, Hierophant, 10 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. All right. So what I'm seeing is you're needing to set up a little bit of structure in your life. Okay. And that structure is going to bring abundance and stability to you. And that's what your entire first quarter needs to be focused on. The more you create a structure in your life, be it, you know, spiritual, time management, your spiritual practices, your work practices, a schedule, something that has a set of structures in your life. Okay. The more you set that up, the better off you're going to be, the happier you're going to be, and the more abundance you will be welcoming into your life. Okay. And you'll start feeling like, yeah, I'm pretty stable. That's great. All right. So then we have here for the second quarter, the Hermit, the 10 of Wands, and then the Knight of Swords. So here's the thing, and this is going to be a place where you can actually make a change in this reading if you want to. All right. What I'm seeing is that you kind of going isolation mode once you kind of get your shit together. You're going to kind of go isolation mode because you're taking on too many burdens during the second quarter. Now, even if you choose, if you still end up going this path and end up in that place, it's okay, because by the end of the second quarter, you'll have, you know, kind of a way of getting out of it. You'll have a new creative ideas, thinking outside the box to be able to advance yourself past that point. It's not going to last very long, but, you know, that 3 months can be a hot minute sometimes. Okay. Then we have then we have for the third quarter, because you've gotten out of that. What photo are you sending me? Wow, Jonathan, is that what you're thinking about doing? All right, I will look into it more later. Hello, Elspeth. Putting you on the free list. And by the way, send your soul sister a little bit of good energy. Her pupper got out and she ran off to go try to find pup. Okay, so by third quarter, though, you're going to start feeling better because you're getting yourself out of it. You're going to start going into the creativity, but something limiting, this is coming across as limiting belief and limiting mindsets are gonna kind of hold you back from wanting to do it. Okay, so I feel like even though you've got these cool things that are happening and you're feeling good, you're feeling better, you're gonna have a lot of self-doubt. Okay, so you're gonna have to combat that. If you can kind of start bringing yourself that action past that self-doubt, which the fourth quarter says you will, then you're going to really come into yourself and your own personal power and really go into a new learning journey by the end of the year. This sounds like a year of transformation for you, Artemis. This sounds like a year of transformation for you big time. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So there's something I wanted to share with you guys. Let me see. What's today? The 29th. I wanted to share a cool video with you before moving on. And I know one more thing I needed to do. Two things actually. So Artemis, what is your crystal for the year? Obsidian. Grounding and protection. Okay, keeping yourself grounded in this transformative year. And because we are, again, I'm going to continue with the theme from the other night, which is ancestor readings for your freebies. And for you, we have the drum, which is all about going on that spiritual journey. You know, something about a drum meditation journey that, you know, just really getting into the natural rhythms of your heartbeat, the natural rhythms, trance rhythms, you know, and going into that trance to really dive deep into your psyche for that spiritual journey. I see a lot of spiritual growth for you over the course of the year. All right. So I'm going to play a video for you guys called, by the way, Eight of Swords. Speaking of limiting mindsets and limiting beliefs, and I want you to really listen to the words of this, okay? Really listen to the words and really understand the feeling with it. But this is really indicative of those, you know, getting stuck, like the Eight of Swords.